Mystic channel. I'm Hougan Chris. I hope everybody's doing well today on this lovely Tuesday. For those of you who don't know, today is St. Patrick's Day, which for us in the Vodou is Dambalabwedo Met Neg Tokan. Okay, Neg Miwaze, Neg Wokulev Dogwea, Neg Lacanciel Vodou Filet. Okay, those are all the things that go with Papa Dambala and Aida Wedu. Today, those of you who are not used to the channel or who haven't seen the other videos, I suggest that you do so you can get used to kind of the way I do things and what it is that I'm teaching, okay? So just in case, I have other videos that's out there. Today we're going to start on the diamond suit. This is one of my favorite suits, to tell you the truth. I don't know why. I just think that it's because it's very... Some people, when they hear diamonds, they think that it's one of those things where it's just a girl's best friend. Let me tell you, just because it's diamond, you may say, you'll hear, you'll even read in other books and stuff like that, that it's saying that diamonds talks about money. But let me tell you something, it also has legal issues as well. It also has a lot of mistakes in it too. This is one of the stuff that you don't want mixed in your spades. You might want them mixed with your heart and your clubs. You don't want them to be mixed with your spades, because they have cards which are the neighboring cards, like I always sell to you, your neighbor on the side, your neighbor on the front, top and bottom, which may necessarily not give you good news at times, especially if you're having financial issues. Okay? So my book that I made, my notes that I made, from the past couple of years on the way I do things, I went to it, I said, okay, I'm going to share this with you guys, but I don't know if you're going to be able to understand it, because what I want you to start doing, or whatever it is when you're watching my video and I'm giving you the meanings and stuff, I want you to translate them for yourself in a way that you can remember it, okay? Now remember, I told you before, there's plenty of other books out there and all kind of stuff that talk about meanings of the cards. You can go online, but you gotta get a set of meanings that you stick to, because if you don't, you're gonna jack yourself up every time, all the time. So these are my meanings that I've nurtured, okay, for the past, I'm gonna tell you what, 10 years, 10 years. And then the past 3 years, it got very intense for me. Okay, so that was just one of the things that I wrote down in there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to say, I'm going to tell you briefly what's involved in the diamond suit, what it could symbolize. Believe it or not, cell phones, beepers, energy, electricity, and then that spice that keeps the love life going, okay? And then also, remember that some people think that Ace of Diamonds is the bank, or it's a building, or whatever case of that. You can use it, but you gotta make sure that that's what you use for it all the time. That means that your 4, you can't call it your bank or an office or anything if you just already gave it to the Ace of Diamonds, okay? And the reason why in my 4 of diamonds I use it as the bank and stuff like that is because that's a building. You got the square. You got the your number 4, which box you in. Okay, buildings, locations, cars, anything that's in 4s. Okay, and your numerology at this point. Your numerology skills have to be up to par with this as well. Oh, and I also wanted to say something real quick too about the people who only read with the 32 cards and stuff like that. Those people who read with 32 cards, you gotta be good with your mathematics and your numerology. Okay, because I could read with the 32 or the 52. But with the 32, I know I got more work to do when I'm doing with the 32, because I have to add, I have to divide, I have to do all that kind of stuff, because you got to get to the bottom of it. It sounds like it's easy, but it's actually harder because you don't have those little number cards, which they call those base cards, to fill in. to when you're only using the 32 deck, okay? So now we're going to start out with the Ace of Diamonds. The Ace of Diamonds, okay, if upright, like I said, remember, if you're reading in reverse or you're just reading upright and you're paying attention just to if your negative card's coming on the side or going in the back, then that's how you're doing your upside down, that's fine. But if you're doing it with each particular card, keep it like that, okay? So my Ace of Diamonds is success, achievements, rings, brand new gifts, important papers, phone calls, news that's from far away, okay? Commitments. That's another big thing with this suit as well. You're going to hear a lot of commitment stuff come up about it, okay? And it talks about one of the strongest laws inside of this suit, okay, that dominate the suit, that's in the voodoo pantheon, okay, that you cannot ignore, okay? So also this is the earth sign and its location is the north, okay? Everybody who knows that that's Papa Auguste Saint Jacques de Magie, Saint Jacques de Manière, all those laws that live in the north or where laws come from people who come from the north. This is their suit, okay? So my Ace of Diamond upright is money, success, achievement, a new beginning, hearing from people that you haven't heard from in a long time, from a distance, okay? It could be your diploma, it could be your transfer. If you're involved in funds, it could mean government funds. It all depends on how you're going to use it, okay? But that's what it's for. Now, if we reverse it, okay, and it's upside down, all those good things turn into holdups. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get your diploma. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get that phone call from a distance or your money's messed up. It doesn't mean that. It just means a slight delay. And of course, with the neighboring cards, we'll be able to see what that means at that point. Okay? Now, two of diamonds. You may think two of diamonds because it's two. It's going to mean the ring. If it's no. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Okay? You'll be surprised. Now, my two of diamonds, okay, is a check. A small amount of money that has been received. Okay? A ring given from person to person. Now, that ring that's given from person to person, there has to be around heart cards and face cards. That's the only way this one is going to stand out as that to be. Is if this person is in the process, okay, of getting ready to commit. Okay? This is something that person has had to cut the deck on, or whether it's not going to come up just like that. Okay? It has to be on the client's mind for it to come up, okay, for it to be even told to them. So if you don't see the happy love cards around, the neighboring cards that are all good, then that's the opposite of this. This is also that sexual energy that goes between two people. That the passion, these two people, they click, and their instant chemistry between each other is just superb. Okay? So that's one of the things too that can come up in the reading. Also, it also talks about disagreements as well too, if it's upright. If it's upside down. And in that one, it talks about disloyalty. Usually amongst friends and sometimes around your colleagues at works and stuff like that. Sometimes you got people that's around you. Once they start seeing that you're doing good, they really sometimes are not that happy for you. And that's sad. But that's the reality of the situation. That's why a lot of times some people tend to keep their little financial business to themselves. They don't like to disclose it. Because sometimes you're either going to gain friends or lose friends. Sometimes the people that's around you right now, when you broke, because you're in the same situation like them, they like that. But once they hear that you're moving up, you're doing good, you start seeing them, they dwindle away. Now, this doesn't go for everybody, but Everybody who's lived in a real world will be able to understand and see where I'm going with this. So in your meaning part, you can put a ring exchanged from lovers, passionate sex amongst the two. It also could be the beginning of a love affair. And if it's upside down, it's the opposite of those. There is not going to be no rings. It's going to be disagreements amongst family and friends. Okay? It's going to be a holdup on that ring situation because you may not be able to afford it, or he may not even be able to afford it at the time. It all depends on what the neighbors are saying. Okay? Now, 3. 3, 3, 3. This is some legal problems that's involved. Okay? Pay attention to how the numerology works here. Remember I just said about the 2, right? That was talking about the disappointments, this and that. Now let's see where those disappointments will go to. As far as it will go to. If you're messing with people's money and stuff like that, that's going to go to court. Okay? There's going to be legal people on your ass about something. This could also be around the income tax. It could be all of that. From all the way from the ace. Because all of that is involved in this diamond suit. Okay? Because it's the stuff, the things that we get from the earth. Okay? All that stuff, paper money, all that stuff is from the earth. Okay? So that's why it talks about those earthly things that's involved. And then, on the flip side of that, is sometimes you got to watch how you talk to people. Or your lover, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, wife. Certain times you don't realize it, but you can come across hard. And sometimes they think that it's just your personality, they're used to it. That's good if you know somebody for, a decade or whatever, and stuff like that. You see that that person is consistent outside of the house, inside of the house, okay? But sometimes some people that's in a relationship, they start to change with you in that relationship. And the reason why this is happening is because it's the 3 now, which means that there's more. You pass step 2, now you 3. There's a baby involved, or the house can be the third part of what you and him, or him and him, or her and her, or him and her has done. So now there's an extra burden on you two, because now you guys got your apartment, whatever the case may be, so you got finances. And this is when the drama really starts, okay? Because they always tell you, there's only 2 things that mess up a relationship. It's cheating and money. Other than that, nothing else. Nothing else is strong enough to tear you apart. Okay? Now, my 4 diamonds, okay, is the delicious one. Because you know that little security box that you got that your husband doesn't know that you have, or your wife doesn't know that you have? This is it. This is that security box where you keep your little stuff that you don't want nobody to know about. Or this is the bank. Okay, for me, this is the bank. When I see this and I see other neighboring cards that's talking to me about money and stuff like that, the 4 diamonds is going to tell me. It also is going to tell me too that you're investing. You're investing, or you're saving up to buy your house. Okay? You have a family now. And the only way I know you had a family is because the other cards are going to tell me what type of person that you are. That's why I always tell people, when I'm doing a reading, I do a 3-lane 21 cards layout. That 21 cards layout is going to let me know who I'm dealing with in the seat. Because sometimes the questions that you want to ask to the reader, they have already been answered sometimes in that whole full spread. Some readers, they only tell you, cut the cards on what you did. You see 3 cards, you say, wait, whoa, what about the rest of the cards? That's how that reader reads. They only could take a 1, 2, 3, and they can get all the information that you need. Everybody's not as nosy as I am. I want to get to the root, to the itty bitty, to the bottom of it. I want to know who you are and what you're dealing with, okay? Because I have to be able to understand you. And nevertheless, if my spirit is riding me, she got to be able to know who she's dealing with, okay? In order to tell me how to deal with you. Okay, so for your 4 diamonds, you're going to put any building that has to deal with finances. This also could be the electric company. It could be the phone company. It could be the cell phone people. It could be the beeper people. It could be your vehicle. Okay? Especially that if you're having car trouble, this can also tell me when I see clubs around it, and this is the problem. Especially if I ask you if you haven't been to the bank or if you're having problems financially, or if you're working or not. Okay? Because remember, number 4 is the number of foundation and stability. Okay? Let's go on over here to my 5 of diamonds. Okay? Here I got that we're stepping out. Okay? The 4, the house and all that and stuff like that. Everything is delicious. Nothing could ever happen. Da, 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 da. No, not happening. The 5 of diamonds means that somebody wants more. Okay? This is when our greedy people get in trouble. Okay? Because the fact of the matter is that some people always have either some type of thing that they're constantly indulging in. This is the card of the people who are never satisfied with just the basics. Okay? They have to have more. Okay? So you step out. Whether that's for relationship outside, or stepping out, adding more credit cards, or buying more stuff that's going to add to the credit card, because the other cards around is going to let me know what you're doing. You see what I'm saying to you? There's nothing that won't come up in the reading, okay? Especially when I'm doing the reading with Jews. There's nothing that won't come up. So that's why I always tell people, if you have any secrets that you don't want to divulge, don't do the reading. Don't do it, because I'm going to get to it. Okay? So your 5 of diamonds, okay, can represent a hand that needs operation on. 5 fingers, 1 hand, left, right, 5 toes, all that stuff is involved. If there's surgery or whatever's like that, I got to pay attention to my spades that's around it. Also, this is good news too about children. You got a friend or something that's telling you that, I'm pregnant, or your children now, you're expecting another one. You got the 2 already, you got the house, you got the foundation. Now you say, I want to make another baby. Okay? Stepping out, stepping on. 6 of diamond is usually that the 6 is getting ready to get us into that 7. That's going to nip things in the bud, because it's preparing us to get to that 6, to that 7 that we're going to talk about, where it's going to talk about the negative stuff. Okay, so the 6 is telling me, if I just said, that the person that I'm dealing with hasn't been only married 1 time. This is their 2nd marriage, and as a matter of fact, it's not going so well. But neighboring cards would tell me if it is. I don't know if it's it. That's just what I know, that's the meaning that I've always worked with. And that's the music reading that I've always got results with. And that's how I know that, 6 of diamonds is somebody's having a 2nd marriage, in a 2nd marriage. Okay, it's not their first time to the rodeo. Okay, write that down. Now, 6 of diamonds also, okay, you got to remember, it's a road. Okay, it's a road. You got this one going southbound, you got that one going northbound. Okay? And at the end of it, it goes like this. It's a decision-making number, decision-making card. You're either going to go this way or you're going to go that way. So it's up to you. It's like a decision time. Okay? Because we're going up. Once we go to that 7, all hell's going to break loose if there's no good cards around it. Because this 7 right here is no joke. I call it, look what I put in my notes. I said, this is my drama card. Concerns of money that is causing anxiety. Okay? Remember the 7 spiritually. It's a card that's connected with the numbers. Really can clarify with things when dealing with our success. Happy because they may not be the same position as us and can cause jealousy and gossiping. Okay? Some things are better left unsaid, okay? For instance, at work. Don't think that everybody likes you at work. I'm going to tell you that right now. Just because you're smiling with them, they laugh at your jokes and all this other kind of stuff. Some people are very good people that really puts diplomacy into effect, okay? They like you. You eat lunch with them. Everything is delicious. Everything. And let me tell you something. As soon as you leave, you are everything in the book besides who you really are. Okay? So sometimes there's certain things you say to people at work. Sometimes there isn't things that you say to people at work. And this is what that 7 is. I don't know if you remember, if you watched my hearts. And the heart said this is an unreliable person. Okay? Remember that 7. It's a person that you cannot really trust. Well, here goes the anxiety of it. That's going to show the anxiety. That's going to show the gossiping. This is all that. How do you think that 7 of heart is going to, when it falls down with this one? It's going to tell me exactly what it is I need to know. So once we get into groupings, you're going to really see how it makes sense. Okay? Because that 7 right there is going to talk to you. As a reader, okay, and when you get to that part where you know the meanings and stuff like that, you're going to love it even more because it's going to sit right back here, the meanings. You're not going to have to go to the book anymore. You're not going to, nothing. They're going to sit right here. Put it like this. Once you memorize these cards, never look back. Even if you say one day, I don't want to do it no more, don't ever look back. Because at least you know you've learned and studied something that's right here. Okay? And when you sit in there with a group of cards, and all of a sudden you feel like doing a reading for somebody, or you think somebody needs a reading, all you got to do is whip them out. Because you know your skills. And then when we get to combos, where you got 2 of 2s, 3 of 3s, 4 of 4s, double of the same number, but from different suits and like that, you got to know what those combinations mean. You got to understand when the combinations are mixed together with different cards, with different suits. I'm going to give you that. Like when I tell you club plus club, spade plus spade, or spade plus club, all of that means something. Don't think that the person is not doing that when they're doing your reading. That's why I said people don't give real readers, credit. I'm not talking about the psychic hotline and all this other kind of doodads. I'm talking about the real deal. Okay? When you see that person's coming up with the stuff, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's because they're doing it. They've been doing it for a long time. Okay, so they know what is what. And just because you see the diamond in the middle of a spade and a club, that you think that the diamond is going to outweigh the club, even if it's a high card. Because 2 out of 1 can't cover for 2. Unless you get the 10 of diamonds or the 10 of hearts. Because those cards can knock out any of the rest except the 10 of spades. So I went over these 7 cards right here. Okay? I also wanted to let you know the suit belongs to the earth signs, which is the Capricorn, the Taurus, and the Virgo. Okay? This suit also represents Papa Ogu. Okay, in the voodoo. When we get to those face cards, this is the earth part of the cards. Like when I told you about the hearts was for the water signs, the clubs was for the fire signs, this is for the earth sign. Okay, this is for, and then what's the thing about these people too, is that their personalities are never the same. Okay, because I know Capricorns, they're not the same. I know Tauruses, they're not the same, okay? But there is a trait that's in each one of these people that are the same. That's going to be on the next video when we go from 7 to King. I want to say again, thank you for watching, and all my Haitian viewers, pa pense m'bliye nou non, m'ba bliye nou. C'est parce que m'bal fait tout kacho, tout leçon sa yo nan créole lan carrément, okay? There's not going to be no English speaking whatsoever when I get to the Creole part. Okay? Because my culture deserves to hear what it is that I'm discussing here. Hey, they may even say, Chris, throw that out there, or Chris, throw this out there. Who knows? But at least I acknowledge them. Okay? So for everybody out there, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you also enjoyed the previous one that I made about the initiation and stuff like that. Send me an email, please. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what you think. Okay? Because that's the only way I can keep going. No one knows if somebody likes what they're doing or not. You understand what I'm saying? By you not giving me a like or dislike or what I'm saying, that's not telling me nothing. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a like or dislike so I can re-evaluate the video and say, you know what, Chris, boom, you need to change this. Or Chris, you did a little bit too much in that video. Okay? And remember what I told you about the candlelight. I forgot to tell you that in the beginning. Remember, when you're doing things with me and you're in that spiritual bubble, because I hope that you're watching this when you got your cards out, your notebook out, and all this other that, so that you could put yourself in the bubble to let your spirit receive the information that I'm giving. Okay? That's why you always see me with the candle on. It's because once I'm in there, that candle's lit, I'm in her bubble. Their bubble. Okay? If she has something she wants to tell me or whatever, or throw something out, she'll let me know. But I need to see the light. I need her to see the light. Because remember, these spirits can't see in the dark. They need that flame. Okay? So, I want to say bonsoir, bonne nuit. Okay? Thank you for watching the Hougan Chris channel.